Hi, my name is Andy Couturier, and I teach writing through theopening.org. And I want to talk to you today about writing from the subconscious mind. And I love doing it. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I've developed a whole method for helping you access that surprising, slippery, unpredictable, pent up, excitable part of your mind that you didn't even know was waiting to come to the fore. And the point is that you can actually be totally surprised by what comes out of your pen. Something that comes out of your mind you didn't know was there. You're stumbling upon it. That's the key word for me, is by moving in ways that you're not used to in your writing practice. You can stumble upon something totally unusual for you. And I have literally dozens of exercises for that. So if you're curious, you can pick up a copy of my book, Writing Open the Mind, which has all those exercises in it. Um, it's about getting to a place where you're not second guessing your word choices at all, but just accepting the first word that comes to your mind, even if it's seemingly ridiculous or incoherent, and trusting that impulsive so-called wrong choice enough to commit it to paper, and just knowing you can evaluate whether you want to keep those words later. In fact, writing without planning at all the words and ideas that are coming to you beforehand, at least some of the time, as they come through you. And so it's a way to be truly experimental in your writing. And I'd say it's far more than you'd think at first. I'm still busting down walls I didn't know were there. As I'm writing along, I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I had been keeping myself in a cage, that I wasn't allowing myself this or that other freedom. So just because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not there. So why would you write from the subconscious? So first of all, I want to say mischievously, just for its own sake. And it's a hint here, it's a lot of fun. So as opposed to starting out for like, why would I do this? What can I get out of it? Where's the productivity? Where's the output? I have a limited amount of time and I've got to get the maximum amount done. This is a plague that we have in our culture where everything has to be utilitarian. So writing from the subconscious just because it's a lot of fun. Also, it can be a generative machine for new ideas, styles, word choices, and personal connections. Which is a bit of a paradox, right? I'm saying write just for having fun and also you'll get things out of it. But I find that paradox to be true. Many things that are paradoxical are true. It's also a way to open your own consciousness and to scintillate your brain, which is really exciting. And if, this is the last one, and if you want to generate more mainstream writing in the end, being truly experimental will help you make your first drafts much more powerful. Sure, you can revise it after that. So, to sum that up, it's an overall attitude of just let it fly when you're writing. Let it fly. And that'll help you relax, it'll help you connect with your readers more deeply, and help you solve a lot of problems in the future. Okay, so how do we do this? First of all, you want to depathologize your own writing process and your self-talk so that you can experience moments of even exuberance when writing. Yes, I want to commit to that word, exuberance. Um, and you start by just seeking your own pleasure and enjoyment in writing first. So even if you're writing about something difficult, you try to find the enjoyment in the writing process. So just in the way that you might extend generosity and kindness to people that you care about, your friends, your loved ones, you want to extend that generosity and kindness to yourself. So that is about relaxing. That is about stopping the negative words that you repeat in your ears, which is evaluatory. So to be more specific about that, it's about noticing the attitudes and the inner stances that scare the subconscious mind away and then letting go of them. So I like to think of the subconscious mind as a kind of a shy forest creature, and it gets scared away by loud bangs and bright lights. So you actually want to coax it to the fore. So attitudes that scare the subconscious mind away. Just a couple of examples. Is this good? Is this right? Asking yourself that every 30 seconds. Or will people be impressed? Will I sell 1,000,000 copies? All of those things, kinds of things, scare your subconscious mind away. So here's the key thing, and this is the thing I love to say to my students more than anything else. It's the thing I believe in the most deeply. You want to welcome the incomplete, the half-finished, the obscure, and the emergent. Let's unpack that. We want to welcome the incomplete, the half-finished, the obscure, and the emergent. Not put up with it, but want to welcome it. And the emergent is the key thing. This is going with the thing that is just emerging. That's the kind of space you want for yourself, and that's the kind of space you want in your writing group. So you want to create a nurturing writing group if you're in a writing group. Another source of trouble is absolutism in your own thinking. Always do this and never do that. So always create a convincing plot arc, or write character-driven fiction, or insert clear, well-marked transitions between ideas. There's thousands of these, and we absorb them. We absorb them from teachers. We absorb them from writing books and writing articles, and you've got to be able to recognize that absolutism in those trusted expert sources. They found a way that works for them some of the time, and they can't say it's different for everybody because there's no angle in that. So they have to tell you, this is the way. You got to wake up at 2 o'clock every morning and write for 6 hours. And if you're not writing every single day, you're not a writer. There's a million of these things that drive me crazy. So try to let go of that absolutism. See what works for you. Follow your own pleasure. Welcome the emergent and see what happens. Okay, another way, I'm going to give you 4 things that we do in the writing exercises in our online courses. So the first one is to try to get to a place where you're not feeling responsible. Just not feeling responsible for every single word that comes out of your pen. So you can be free of having to pre-defend it against an imagined hostile audience, because that is a sure road to writer's block. So we have all kinds of ways to play with that. Writing through different voices, writing through different genres, adopting different attitudes, like, Mommy, you started it, or I'm definitely right, or it'll never work. All these different attitudes. You can write through them, and then you're not responsible for believing everything that voice or attitude or genre says. 2, being open, and I mean fully open, to random chance, so-called random chance. I question whether randomness exists at all, but for the time being open to random chance in your writing, and not seen as a problem or as an interruption, but as a source for new writing. And that randomness, you can increase it. You can get to this place of total joy and hilarity and utter scramble in a piece of writing. Just word pile-ups and these strange cohabitations. And I want to reassure you that it's okay. They're fun for themselves, and you can mine those kind of randomizing free writes for nuggets to expand on, or looking for some weird so-called mistake or surprise in order to elaborate on it, or for material you can build into a new piece. So you could revise towards coherence as it is conventionally defined and reorder it with other pieces to create a more sensible piece. But you can also find yourself just open to oblique or subjective or even seemingly fragmented pieces of writing and not be turned off by them. Now, it may take some practice. We've all been trained in linear, rational thinking, but you will find that there's a lot of meaning in there. There's a lot of power that you might not necessarily expect. Number 3, finding ways to evoke interior trance states and then letting words emit from that place. So when I say trance states, everyone's got their own way of doing that. Could be through movement, could be through dance, could be through listening to music, drum beats, daydreaming, night dreaming, different ways to get into trance states. And then once you're in it, just moving your pen. So instead of intentionality, letting the trance state speak to you. And a 4th one for right now, this is just a very small list, trusting that powerful writing can come, and even cool ideas can come, from simple love of word syllable sounds themselves. Or I might even say a fetishization of all the clattering and sloppy and goosey and slithery rhythms and collisions and orotundities of word sounds and patterns, and just these general syllable mashups, to love that enough to be into the literal sound of words, and then see what cool ideas come to you, and what interesting playfulness will come out. And even if you're writing about something very serious, being open to the sonic and physical nature of words themselves. And so all four of those are on the road to developing your intuition truly. Now, people say developing your intuition, but truly doing it so you can hear all those little various whisperings of the subconscious mind without plugging your ears. And that takes a while, you know. I do it sometimes too. It's like, I don't want to, that's not right. It's not working. You've got to be, okay, wait a minute. What is that? I want to hear that. Let me write that down. Let me say yes to the pen. And then there comes the part about reading to other people, which is actually a place where people get blocked up all the time because they're afraid that they're going to get busted or going to get their chops smacked. So you want to get more comfortable just writing something in immediately without even checking it, even once, reading it aloud. So the process is write, read aloud, release, begin writing again. How can you do that? So, one clue. When you're listening to feedback on your writing, notice I'm not saying critique. Critique is someone else says, I think this is wrong and you should change it. This is about feedback where someone tells you what's going on for them inside in a very precise and curious way, not saying how you should change it. When you're listening to feedback on your writing, relaxing that little voice inside of you that sort of brace and tighten for the coming blow. You know what I'm talking about. Relaxing that attitude. You just let it go bit by bit, and that'll allow you to get looser in your attachment to, like, this is my work, and they're going to judge me to see if I'm a loser. Okay, so to sum that all up, that's really an attitude of a total attitude of here it is, ready or not. And if you can get to that place, I can promise you that you're going to actually enjoy the writing process, love the writing process, and you're going to produce more powerful work. You can produce more powerful work in the emergent and fragmented pieces, or you can produce more powerful work that is more standardly organized, and that's the topic for another talk. But if you're interested, I do teach 8-week courses, which are introductions to this process, and it's called Learn to Love the Writing Process. It's at theopening.org, and I've just started to offer 6-month courses where we do every exercise in Writing Open the Mind, or almost all of them, and it's a lot of fun, and look forward to seeing you there. Bye now.